She don't come to your salon because it's too busy in there and she don't want to waste her whole day. She doesn't come to your salon because you got 5 people in the same slots. We done talked about all that. But I'm going to talk about the top 3 reasons why really consumers or clients have stopped coming into your salon, right? And so let's go ahead and get into it real quick. I am Lee Hill, your hair coach. Y'all, believe it or not, I had just did this video and got all the way towards the end, and guess what? My AC had went out, so the person came to fix it, and I was just like, I had to stop so I can let them in to fix it. So we're gonna try this again one more time. So one of the number one reasons, y'all gonna be surprised at the reason why a lot of clients, and you guys who are clients, you can identify with this because I've seen you guys say a bunch of different reasons why you don't go to the salons anymore, and it's become you guys have gotten so used to it. A lot of hairstylists have been struggling, right? But you know, such is life. So one of the first reasons I'm going to tell you, and this is what happens, is the things that I'm telling you, the reasons why, is the top 3 reasons. It's going to help the client as well as the hairstylist, cosmetologist, okay? Just to open your eyes a little bit. So one of the number one reasons that clients don't no longer want to come to salons, and they have been like this, it's always been like this a lot of times, but you guys, you know, I just never paid attention to it. Now I'm listening, I'm like, oh, I see. They don't want to come, and they don't want to come to get a consultation. You're like, wait, what? No, they don't. A lot of times, a client, when they're coming into your salon, they already know what they want. They have watched the hairstyle. Maybe it's the latest look going on. They done pictured themselves in the look, and they just need you to just make it happen, make the music happen. Whereas when they're coming in to see you, that's all they want from you. But you, as the cosmetologist, hairstylist, you have to be able to examine the hair to see, hey, whether or not that person is actually a good candidate. And that's going to be based on the state of your scalp, your hair, right? So this is one of the number one reasons clients don't want to come into the salon. It's not just the fact that I got to sit forever. It's not the fact of the money. It is this number one reason. You want to know why? Because the client, it's like any other thing. Like when your child is bad, or when you're telling them they're messing up on something, they don't want to hear you tell them that they messed up. I'm just going to be honest. It's kind of like customer service. If someone is calling by phone, we're doing customer service. Someone calls by phone and they're saying, hey, they're going to tell you automatically what they need done. I need A, B, and C. And you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do A, B, and C. But in the meantime, while I'm doing A, B, and C, let me explain to you why I'm doing A, B, and C. That person don't want to hear all that. They just want to be like, hey, how long is it going to take for you to make it happen? I need it chop chop. That is how a lot of our clients are when they're coming through the door. They don't want to hear about you telling them, hey, your scalp is inflamed. This method, this hair extension, a quick weave, is most likely not the best thing to do. If your scalp is already inflamed, and I think now they put paper on the hair, and then they glue the weave on, or whatever they're doing, that might not be the best method for you. We gotta first treat your hair, right? Or so in that situation, or you're saying, hey, you got a lot of breakage, looks like you've been having maybe you did a color process and it didn't go right, you did that at home, and so they're telling you, or they're saying, listen, I know you washed your hair and everything, but let me set it up for you because the foundation has to be right. The foundation is the consulting, right? So if you guys watched last night at 5 p.m., we do this show called Salon Talk, where we talk about, yesterday it was about, what was it about? Protective hairstyles. But one of the things that Dawn Ferguson brought out, she was like, the foundation has to be right, which is the consultation, so you both can be on the same page. But people don't want to hear the problems that they got with their hair. They don't want to hear that. Women don't want to hear that. They want you to do, listen, are you going to be able to do this or what? If I do this, it's going to compromise your hair and you're going to start noticing hair loss. I don't care. So instead of going through the hassle of hearing someone telling them, hey, I care more about your hair than you do, guess what happens? That person is saying, I just need her to do this. She doing too much. She moving around too much. Honey, you gonna get this money and I'll be out. I ain't coming back, right? So you may have that, or you may have where you say, hey, you can get that service done. However, we got to treat your hair. I can't put something over this without dealing with this issue here, whatever that may be, right? And that person is now, and I've seen it, oh, child, now she want to charge me for a wash and treatment. I don't need no treatment. She's just trying to make more money on her books. Now, let me tell you something about a good hairstylist, cosmetologist. They're going to know how to take care of your hair, meaning treatments and everything else, as well as they are going to know how to slay your hair and get you the style that you want. But one of the things you guys have to understand, that if the foundation is not correct, not just the consultation, now you got to build the hair with moisture, right? Because that hair may be in a state of trauma, right? It may be dried out. You may be having some scalp issues or whatever. So that stylist is going to say, listen, I got to build this up because I can't just put something over this. If she cares and if she's a good hairstylist, right? So what you guys do is say, oh, she just trying to add on. Now we a la carte. When they start a la carting, I done heard it. When they start a la carting in the salons, and it's like, no, she telling you right. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us don't want to hear that because we already got our minds fixed on what we're going to pay. We got a mind fixed on how long it should take. And we got our minds fixed on exactly what we want. So we don't want to hear that. So that is the number one reason, one of the number one reasons women or clients have stopped going to the hair salon, because they don't want to hear your expertise. They feel like they have the expertise because it's their body, it's their hair, and they know what their hair need and don't need. Those are the same people that will come to you a few months down the line because you're known for taking care of hair, and come to you and say, hey, I remember you was telling me such and such, girl, I got a bald spot. I got different bald spots. I got alopecia. And I'm like, no. You don't have alopecia. You have alopecia, but you have what's the main one that we deal with in our community, which is the tension alopecia, CCCA alopecia, right? So that person now, they made short-term decision that's affecting them in the long run. Now they saying like, oh my God, I don't think my hair going back. So now you're scared. So two things are going to happen. Either you'll come back to see if you can save it, or you don't really value yourself and you don't have self-love. So you'll just keep covering up. All right, then give me a lace front. All right, then just put a wig on. Forget it. It's gone. Because you never really value your hair. Let me tell you something that I saw this morning. I was on TikTok, and this guy said to Monica, the singer, he said, oh my God, you are... What's up? What your confidence is like off the roof. Like he was like telling her. And he said, how did you get that? And she said, by self-love. And she said, I lead with self-love, because she understands that let's talk about relationships and men and your significant other. When you are a single woman, a man first reaction to you is going to be your physical, right? He's attracted to you physically. I'm just talking about what I know. I'm a woman, right? So he's going to be attracted to you physically. Depending on how you come out your mouth and how you carry yourself or whatever, is going to be where that relationship, if there is even a relationship, going to go. And you know why? A lot of times we don't have self-love, and you think it doesn't show, but it shows. Even in your hair. I can look at women, I'm saying she risking it all just for that one hairstyle. And you can see the bald spot, the edges are, the hairline is receding, and they steady putting on it, to the point now that they got the spray so it can make it look like you got a hairline, right? Or they got now the extensions for your frontal to make you look like you got edges. But instead of you saying, man, I got to figure something else out, another method, because look at my hair is receding and all this stuff, you will continue that, and you think that the person that's looking at you saying that you got self-love, you'll risk it all. You have no value for your hair. If you go into other salon, multicultural salons, or diverse salons, those women coming in, I'm gonna be honest with you, they don't even wrestle with the price. They just be like, I need highlight, low light, haircut, give me everything. All right, that's gonna be $650. And they're done, because they understand the value of taking care of themselves and what they are going to attract. So when you have self-love, you're going, the person that comes to you, he's gonna be like, oh, now this sister, she love herself. Like she not gonna be trying to sacrifice herself to be with me, right? A lot of women do that. We sacrifice ourselves for our children. We sacrifice ourselves for men. We sacrifice ourselves for jobs. We sacrifice ourselves for relationships, period. Family, whatever. We sacrifice ourselves. And in the end, we are the ones left holding the bag because we want to show other people how to love us by the actions we do. But the best way you can do, and the most simplest and the cheapest way you can show people how to love you is loving yourself. So these videos that I'm putting out, it's not just to be giving you information. It is also to let you know, hey, you don't have self-love, or you need to work on your self-love. You more so have self-hatred, because to intentionally lose your hair, when you can just change just your whole your mindset, and you could just change just the method on how to get a certain look that you want, but you refuse to. You rather just risk it all for that one time, and then after that you see the hair loss is like now it's becoming permanent. That's an issue on you. Shame on you. And for the cosmetologist, don't ever let somebody come in your chair and tell you, they can tell you what they want. It's nothing wrong with that. They can tell you the issues that they having. It's nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes a problem is when they tell you, I don't care what's going on, I need you to compromise your ethic, your the way you are, the way you conduct your business, right? And risk it all, because guess what? That's your name on that person's hair. So when they get that one hairstyle that's gonna last 2 to 3 days because they don't have no foundation, guess what happens? And they go out in the street and be like, oh, it look good, girl. Your hair look horrible. It's dried and all. You see how it look all patchy or whatever? Guess what? That's your name on it. So don't ever compromise for somebody just for a couple of dollars. It ain't worth it, because let them going out the door. God is sending you more people. So that's how you have to look at it. And you have to let that sister know, listen, you're going to lose your hair. If you don't stop doing this bad practice, you're going to lose your hair. All right. The second thing that why clients don't want to come to the salon anymore is, I got the product. What I need your product for? I could use the same thing at home, right? And that goes either way, whether it's the over-the-counter product where you can go into Walmart and purchase the product, right? And a Walmart brand, if you're using PCJ, I don't even know if they still have that relaxer, different relaxers. Why would they come to you? Because what are you going to do any different? They got the flat iron, they got the blow dryers, they got all these different stuff. Why would I come to you? So that shows that you failed in that area when it comes to the products. You would be able to, because that means you haven't educated them. It's a few reasons why. The first reason is you haven't educated them to let them know. Now, where did you get the product from? Oh, you got it on Amazon or wherever the other ones. Well, guess what? Those products are being sold by cosmetologists who no longer want to carry their license, and their business didn't go off well. So they're going to sell that product online. So that product could have been sitting there 2, 3, 5 years, but you brought it. So you don't know how that product is going to react, or even if it's effective, because you're purchasing that online. The other thing that they could do, right, so because you have to educate them, that they could do is maybe you don't invest in your business. So you don't carry the products. So she knows, now I like the way she styled my hair and she get me in and out. So she'll come to you for that. But when it comes for the education, and she still wants to maintain her hair when she's not in your salon, she's going to go to Keisha around the corner, because Keisha around the corner not only has the product, it's available, so it's convenient for her, but also Keisha going to say, hey, well, when you get this product, this is how this product is used. And after a while, that same girl that she go to buy the product from, that one day that you're not able to be there, she's going to go right around the corner to Keisha and try Keisha out. So you have to be able to invest in your business. You should never try to shortchange the customer. You should give them top-notch work, because that is what makes your clientele foundation. Like, you have people that will come to you for 20, 30 years, even longer than that, as long as you're doing hair, because they know that you invest in yourself, you're educated, right? and they know they're going to get top-notch service no matter what. Even if that means getting an assistant, they know that they're going to get the service that they need, okay? So product is a really big issue. And let me tell you another thing about product. For those of you that's used the over-the-counter product, or the gels and the edge control and the waxes that you use in the style hair instead of the proper things. When you got someone that hair is already compromised and they may have some hair issues, and you got that over-the-counter stuff, no potent product, guess what happens? That girl hair is going to look good when they're going out the door, because you can style. Now, hairstyles, you can style. You know how to cut, you know how to curl, everything like that. But that hair is not going to last no more than 2 to 3 days, max. Now, I'm using, for example, a pixie cut. My hair is actually a pixie cut. I added a couple of pieces in it because I wanted some length. I wanted like a concave, high, asymmetric bob, right? So that's basically what I got. But I built my hair. I built it on the shampoo, all right? The different shampoos that I have to use, I understand that. Then I went ahead and did a deep treatment to my hair. So I did that as well. And then after I did the deep treatment, I didn't put heat to my hair. I just molded it down really well. And then I added the pieces in. And guess what? This was done on Friday. I'm not gonna touch my hair again until this Friday coming. Why? Because I built it. So I put the moisture in it, and then I'm gonna go back in. Only thing I'll probably do is polish it if it look a little dull, which it's doing pretty okay. That's the difference. Even the curl in it stays. It's been like this is Friday. I may need to curl a little bit because y'all see it. But anyway, so that's the difference. So if you use those over-the-counter products, or those, or the client, if you're using products that you don't know how long they've been shelved, most likely you'll know by how long your hair can maintain itself, right? So I'm using that as an example. Products is another reason why they don't come to you, because they have it themselves. And the last reason is, I would always say, it's economical, because people always complaining about the price. But to be honest, that's why I worked in predominantly black hair salons, but they had to be on a certain level of salon where they doing like hair replacement, hair extension, things like that. Because I understood if I went to that everyday hair salon, I don't want to wrestle with somebody talking about a relaxer. Oh, I want to pay $50. I don't have time for that. There's a hairstylist out there for you. It's not me, right? And so when it comes to the economy, they make the excuse of, well, y'all charge too much and I could do the same thing at home. Now, mind you, they don't want the consultation. They don't want you to tell you something wrong with their hair. They don't want, they don't need your product because they already had the product. And let's be honest, I'm talking to my community, my black women, right? We know how to do hair from home. We know how to do hair. Like, I'm in Miami. I can go right now to Kiki around the corner and she'll be like, I'm charging $25 for a ponytail. And she gonna sleek it back. She gonna put now she gonna do all kind of manner of damage to my hair. She gonna put that heat on it, that blow dry directly on it, then just fry up my hair follicles. She gonna do it, but it's gonna be sleek and it's gonna be pretty. But guess what? When I go to wash that hair out, that hair is just chipping away because it's dried out from heat damage and everything else, right? But why? She knows I don't have to go get my license. If you look at the show from yesterday, Dawn was saying that the state of Florida, you don't need a braider's license anymore. I was like, wow, right? So if you don't need that, why? Because I always got somebody that don't value themselves just as much as I don't value my business that's gonna come to me because they know all I charge is $20 or $25 for a hairdo, right? So most of the times we know how to do hair. When I was a kid, I learned how to do hair from my friend Angel Wilson. God bless her heart. But she was the one that showed me how to cut salt and pepper hair. She started cutting. She said, I'm gonna cut your hair. I'm like, what? And she did that, right? But it was natural. It's within us. It's like a lot of people from Cuba living in Miami. We have a lot of people that come from Cuba, and just the Caribbean islands. There are a lot of carpenters. It's embedded in them. They know how to build and create. So it's the same thing with us. So that client is saying, I just need you to cut it in the style and I'll take care of from here, which is nothing wrong with that. But what will happen a lot of times, and a lot of y'all do this, y'all be moving y'all client away from the mirror because you don't want them to see how to cut their hair, and they probably already know. They just need more of a concept, because if we're visual, so if I see it, I can do it in a second. Like I was like, pixie cut. What's pixie cut? Tight curls, short cut, and tight curls. That's it. That's what pixie cut is. So you're looking at all that, and the reason why I'm telling you this, these are the reasons why our clients no longer come to us. So you have to add value into your businesses. And for the clients, you have to be able to say, if you are doing your hair at home and you're doing a phenomenal job and you don't need to come in, that's great. But if you are experiencing hair loss and you know you're doing things incorrect, you need to see a professional, right? Whether that's the dermatologist, trichologist, or your hairstylist, you need to find a professional. However, if you're one of those people where, and I have clients like that, I had clients like that. Y'all know I'm not in the salon anymore. If you know people that can go into the salon, it's people that just, listen, I don't want no cut. I got natural hair, just cut my hair and I'm out. If you have that, then that's fine as well. But don't do something that you know you can't do, or you think you can YouTube it. Because honey, these YouTube hairstylists, they only teach you how to style hair. They don't understand the anatomy, the chemistry. They don't understand your particular texture of hair. They don't understand what your hair may need. They don't understand what medical issues you may have. So if you coming on here to look for style, how to do a hairstyle, that's one thing. But if you coming on here to try to figure out a chemical process or something like that, baby, you in trouble. All right. And then you may get the color that you want, but after a while, you don't understand what you're doing and all those different things, every time, eventually it's going to come out. All right. So I pray this video helps you guys. This video is the top 3 reasons why clients have really stopped coming into the salons. I pray this blesses you. Please add your comments, your stories. Make sure you like and share this video, guys. I love this community that's becoming, and I'm just so grateful. I will see you guys next video. All right.